guys, welcome. So I've decided to do a bit of a tutorial video here on a couple of things, training, tactics, and all that, and those two main sort of things there. Because obviously a lot of people are playing this game now, seeing a lot of things about people talking about tactics and training mainly, because they're a little bit of the difficult things. So I thought we'd I'd go through a few of those things. All right, so I've taken over at Leeds. I support Leeds, that's why I chose Leeds. So basically what I'm going to do is, let's get into training. So in training, first one here is you've got your list of your coaches and your assistant manager. Now, what's important for training is that they're coaching goalkeepers and coaching outfield players. These are the stats you want. A determination is pretty good as well. I think that boosts these stats here as well. As far as I know, a lot of the other stats are kind of not really needed. They're nice to have working with youngsters and all that kind of thing. And if you want them to, judging player potential and ability to ask you what your players are like. So what you need, so back on Eddie Gray, what you need is the coaching goalkeepers to add up to 50 and outfield players to add up to 50 through your coaches. Now, if you take over a big club, this is probably pretty straightforward. So Eddie Gray, for example, coaching goalkeepers, 14. Andy Ritchie, 10. That's 24. Dave Harrison got 6. That's 30. Warren Joyce, 38. Brian Kidd, 48. And Brian Robson, 11. That pushes us over 50. Our outfield players are a lot better as well, a lot higher. So we're all good for that. Now, also, what of else as well is apparently it's not good to have all your coaches coaching fitness, tactics, shooting skills, and goalkeeping. But you've got to make sure that it adds up to 50 across the board. So if we were to take, like we were talking about coaching goalkeepers, and we were not, I could take Dave Harrison of coaching goalkeepers because we still have 50 there. And then it'll be the same for your fitness and all that kind of thing there. I usually just leave all of them coaching across the board, and it doesn't seem to have any effect on them. Stats don't seem to go down too much. They do go up. I have noticed they go up. The only way for knowing that they go up is to basically make a note of them or whatever. A really good example, no, we don't want that, is Tony Adams. Now, at the start of the game, this is the 0.68 update. He starts off as a coach. Generally starts off as a coach. Sometimes, weirdly, he starts off not as a coach. He starts off as a physio, which is very, very weird. But anyway, so stats aren't super great, but he has determination in 20. His stats within the first season, especially these two coaching goalkeepers and outfield players, go up like a shot. And he's really, really good free transfer, especially when he's like this, because you can get him quite cheap for most clubs, and his coaching stats go through the roof. So that's there. That is that there. Now, what I like to do is I like to basically separate goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, and strikers, and just kind of put them all in there. So let's load. I've got a schedule here. My goalkeepers, I'm a bit OCD. I like my goalkeepers starting up there. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop all of my goalkeepers into this one here. Now, my schedule here for goalkeepers: fitness light, tactics medium, don't need any shooting, any skills, and intensive, obviously, for goalkeeping. It's quite important when you do set training that you don't give anyone more than 2 intensive. If you give them more than 2 intensive, then players get really, really tired. So that's goalkeeping there. Light, medium, none intensive. Let's see what see they have light, no shooting, light skills. Yeah, you know what, actually, let's skills, maybe they need light skills. Let's just save that. Yeah, so light skills there, they're fine. The next one that I like to put in is defenders. Now I put all left backs, right backs, and defensive midfielders in here. So just go over to general, click on the position, and we'll just drop every single defender into there. I know some people like to split left and right backs and defensive midfielders, but I feel that this is nice and easy. You just have goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, and basically strikers. So all those guys that you're going to play in defense, go in there. Let's have a look at the schedule. So you want medium fitness, and the two intensive ones are tactics and skills. Shooting, I like to keep it on light because the DMCs go in there as well. Sometimes they go there, but they shouldn't get too tired with that. If I was to click fitness up to intensive, I'd find out all my defenders were getting really, really tired. So that's how I like to set up defense. That does really well. Players improve their stats as well, which is good. Now, if you do find that you are getting a player who is getting super tired for some reason, best thing to do is just take them out and drop them into no training for a couple of days. The condition just goes up straight away, and you can then pop them back in. Skill. No, let's load a new schedule. Midfielders now. So in the midfielders here, this is pretty much all of them. Central midfielders, wingers, every single one like that. They just all go in there because it's kind of generic and it covers it all. Now, the only problem that we get in this game is we have that awesome position, which is the forward center. Now, I usually make a judgment call with there. I'll have a look at the players. Most of these are young kids, so have a look. Okay, so he's got some heading, he's got some pace. He's probably more of a striker. So I'm going to put him in my striker one. James Milner, unfortunately, is awful on this. Sometimes he's all right, but sometimes you have the forwards and they look like they can play behind the strikers, and I might put them into midfield there. That's kind of a judgment call on what you want. But anyway, the schedule for midfielders: fitness, tactics, shooting, or medium, and then skills is intensive. Pretty straightforward there for the midfielders. 3 mediums and an intensive. And then the last one here, I don't know why I keep clicking on that. We're going to load our strikers. So back over there, Leeds have got a lot of strikers. Any guys that are training will just go straight into no training. That's all good. You can still drop them into your selected spots in a minute. Tick, tick, tick. All right, boom. Right, there you go. There's everyone in there, and we're going to look at so fitness light for the strikers, tactics shooting intensive, and skills medium. Still keeping on the 2 intensive and not going over that. With a medium for skills there. That's all good. And then the goalkeeper one, I just like to put NP there, and that's a new position getting set up for any players who want to retrain. And if I want to retrain someone, for example, let's pick, I think, Cansdale Sheriff here. He's got adaptability of 17, so I've got the extra column added here, so I know he's going to be easily adapted to any position, and he's either footed, so I'm going to change him to the right side. So what I'm going to do is Cansdale Sheriff is going to get dropped into that new position there. Okay, now I'm going to go medium, 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 skills intensive, and I want to train him now on the side right. So I'm going to keep it as that midfielder training so he can play across the front there as well. I'm going to click that. He should be good because his adaptability is high. If you don't have this and you can't tell and their adaptability is low, they'll generally start to whinge that they don't like training. Younger kids are easier to train into new positions than older players. They don't tend to work so much. You leave him in there, he's going to stay in that spot there by himself for... You've got to leave him in there for ages. The moment you change him back, once he gets that letter R in there for right-sided, if you put him back into midfield, he'll lose it. I think it's good. The game's got to go through a couple of updates before it will permanently stay. Something else as well with training is you can go in and you can go view, click on attributes, and these give you all the players' attributes. All right, and you can go through and you can look through physical, mental, goalkeeping, defensive, and attacking. So there's all their goalkeeping stats. Obviously, at the beginning of the season, not going to be changing much here. Over time, you can come back in, you can check, and the numbers will be green if they've gone up and red when they've gone down. Now, with this, I don't think I've ever seen, I maybe seen the occasional red for a stat. Usually they're all across the board greens for this training regime here. Now you're probably thinking, why don't I just leave them in general? Just everything on medium. Yeah, but you know, it's too basic, too straightforward. You're not training those specific skills. Like if you leave it in general, your shooting part for your strikers, for example, attacking, they're going to start to struggle here. Like the finishing won't improve as much. It'll improve slightly. It's best to set up training like this. Research has been done. Training definitely works. So that's pretty much training there. We're going to leave that there. And now I'm going to talk about tactics. Now, you know, tactics, make your own, do whatever you want. There's a whole bunch of default ones here. We all know that pretty much this is the killer one to go to on the original. I like doing that. AMC is always a good one. One striker seems to be better than 2 or 3 seems to be good. Obviously a more centralized tactic works better as well. Now I'm going to talk about with ball and without ball. So this basically divides the field up into 12 zones, and you can move each player tiny increments in these zones. Okay, when we have the ball down here, this is where we're all going to stand. When we don't have the ball and it's down here, we're going to all stand like this. Now, a couple of things with and without ball, also known as wib-wob. It seems to be a super controversial topic between people. A lot of people think it's cheating or whatever. It's not really cheating. It's part of the game. You can exploit the game engine with it if you want to. And I'm going to quickly go through that as well. I mean, once again, the game is entirely up to you, however you want to play it. You know, if you want to play it that, I mean, you win every game and don't lose the season and just win everything, wib-wob. Want to be a challenge, don't wib-wob slightly. I don't really care. It's your game. You do whatever you want with it. But I'm going to show you how to do that now. So, for example, if we've got the ball up here, my players are going to sit like this. Fine. All good. You'll notice here these guys have got arrows, which means my MC's here. It means it just shows that they're pushing forward. Right? Same as with my left. Same with my left and right back. Now, if I move any of the players, for example, if I go and I move my striker, I want him right in that goal mouth, the line around him goes a bit thicker, as you can see, compared to the attacking midfielder there. That means he's been moved on the with or without ball. Now, the way to exploit the game engine is this. When we've got the ball up in here, I'm just going to essentially just jam everybody up into the goal mouth. Maybe leave my DCs back here, but something like that. Get him, whatever. Anyway, there, jamming everyone up in there. That will score lots and lots of goals, undoubtedly. You do the same thing when you're over on this side. You can just, if you want to exploit the match engine and you want to do this, you can jam everyone in there like that. Same sort of deal. We might push him up here. We'll jam him in there, and we'll throw him in there like that. Now, if I want to do it on the other side, I can just go edit, reflect, and there it just swaps them right over. So this time I'll be the right back on that side there. I would probably push these guys up here as well. Maybe you can even push them in the box, to be honest, if you want to totally exploit it. Same again. You know, we're just going to jam them all up in here if I wanted to. Now, the same thing kind of works for without ball. And when we come down here, we do the same thing again where we just basically, I mean, you can do this. There's heaps of tactics to download as well. We just jam everybody in the box here and basically protect the goalkeeper at all costs. That'll stop us conceding a lot of goals. We'll do the same thing on the left side if the ball's over there. Obviously this is just overloading the boxes on at both ends with players, whether you're defending or attacking. You'll score lots of goals and concede not a lot of goals like this. That is the wib-wobbing of exploiting the game engine. Now, I'm of the opinion, this, and once again, this is just my personal thing, like, when I play, I don't do that, okay? I don't, but if you want to, by all means, go ahead. But, in saying that, I do wib-wob, okay? I do like to push the players around slightly. So, for example, we've got the ball up here. I like having my forward just a little bit further forward on the goalkeeper there. And, I might like my AMC just pushing up a little bit closer. Over the side here, I want him still right in the middle there. And I want my AMC in the box as well. I want my left back pushed right up the front here. And I want this guy as well running into the box a little bit further. And I want my guys just pushed a little bit high up the ball, up the pitch. Because maybe we're pressing and we're looking for, all that kind of thing. Alright? Here as well, we've got the ball here. I want him to punt it long to my striker up the front. And have my AMC at the back here for any knockdowns that he gets. And I want these guys pushed forward because I want to play attacking football. Like, that's not exploiting the game engine to a degree. It's also what would happen in a proper football match, so to speak, where, we're here, we're going to play long, I want these guys pushing forward, and even just slightly increments like this, just pushing all your guys slightly forward to get them into slightly better attacking positions. That's another way of using wib-wob without basically cramming everyone into this box. Your players will get your thicker circles over there. All good, doesn't matter. And you can do the same down here as well if you want. Like, if you just think, well, why can't my DM fall back here? Why does he have to be here and leave a giant gap through here? Like, I mean, surely if the ball was in here, we would pack everyone on the line anyway. That just makes sense. Same again here. We'd drop him here. And my left back would protect that bit there. We do the same again. We just reflect it like that. So I have wib-wobbed my players here. But like I said, not like before when I was just jamming everyone into that goal square box. Alright? This will still win you some games. But, sometimes if you're struggling, all it can take is just potentially just moving one player. And in this case, it could be that striker just up a little bit further to essentially be hounding that goalkeeper. So that's my take on some tactics and training. Now, like I said before, guys, with the wib-wobbing, it's entirely up to you what you want to do with it. I mean, there are hundreds and hundreds, thousands of tactics on websites and that for you to download if you just you can't be bothered doing this yourself. But, sometimes it's fun thinking up some crazy tactics that you've got. I mean, that's one that I'm using in my Man City save that I made. And as I said, like, yes, I've wib-wobbed, but, I mean, it's not crazy wib-wobbing. I've just moved these guys a little bit more forward. My left and right back wing backs up a little bit forward because that's where I want them crossing the ball in here. Same again here. I want my striker sitting up there all the time so we can get the ball to him. And then with the without ball, yep, we're back here like this. And on the side here, I'm pulling in the DMs to the back here to just protect this a bit more. Okay, I could maybe pull these a little bit more in, but I don't want to. I'm happy with that at the moment as it's working. So there you go, guys. That's my take there on some training and some tactics. Pretty brief, just some tactics there or some training, just a quick overview and the basic that I like to use, and the tactics just to show you there what wib-wobbing is, how it works, and like I said, guys, if you want to use it, use it. If you don't. You're the only person playing the game. It's entirely up to you. So anyway, guys, thanks for that. Like, subscribe, leave a comment if you want. Catch my other videos as well, and I will see you next time. Bye.